4. Wow, they're wrecking in 1. It's Ty Gibbs into the wall. I think that's the 88 of SVG also involved. Armendinger, the 16.
Shane Van Gisbergen rolled into Las Vegas riding a wave of momentum. His performance on ovals had taken a major step forward, his confidence was high, and his team brought a car that looked like it could truly compete. But what began as a potential career highlight ended in disaster, and the aftermath might be more serious than it first appeared. Just a few weeks earlier, Van Gisbergen had picked up his first ever stage points on an oval at New Hampshire. Then came Kansas, where he cracked the top 10 for the first time on a non-road course. For a driver known for excelling on street circuits, these milestones were massive. It signaled something big. SVG was no longer just a road course specialist. He was becoming a legitimate all-round threat in the NASCAR world. When the series returned to Las Vegas Motor Speedway, SVG had already claimed 5 wins on the season, all on road and street layouts. But now, fans and analysts had a new question. Could he finally deliver a strong result on a high-speed oval? Right out of the gate, things looked promising. SVG didn't just bring speed to Vegas, he brought pride. His number, 88 Chevrolet, featured a bold New Zealand-inspired paint job complete with silver ferns and tributes to his roots. It was personal, and early on, it seemed like the performance might match the symbolism. He qualified 13th, ahead of both his Trackhouse Racing teammates Ross Chastain and Daniel Suarez. That alone turned heads. During the race, even after falling back 6 spots early, he quickly fought his way back through the field. At one point in Stage 2, he was running as high as 8th. The crew reported strong feedback, and SVG himself called the car a rocket ship. He ended Stage 1 in 12th and crossed the Stage 2 line in 11th. This wasn't survival. This was SVG, thriving on an oval, methodically picking his way through the pack, running clean lines and making smart moves. His racecraft looked far more advanced than his experience would suggest. Heading into the final stage, he restarted 9th. But after a pit stop adjustment to tire pressure, things suddenly shifted. The car became unresponsive. SVG radioed in, saying the setup was way too tight and it felt like a completely different machine. Despite dropping back to 16th, another round of pit stops brought the car back to life. After green flag cycles, SVG was sitting 15th. The race wasn't over yet, and the biggest moment was still to come. With just over 30 laps remaining, William Byron collided with Ty Dillon, who had slowed to pit, sparking a hard-hitting caution. That crash turned the race strategy on its head. Sensing a window, crew chief Stephen Doran made a bold call. 2 fresh right-side tires only. It was a gutsy gamble that vaulted SVG up to 6th for the restart. Up front, it was Briscoe and Logano, followed by Keselowski, Larson, and SVG. This was the moment. This could have rewritten the narrative. Instead, it unraveled in an instant. As the field went 3 wide, Ty Gibbs surged up the middle behind Alex Bowman, while Christopher Bell went low under SVG. The gap disappeared, Bell got squeezed, clipped Gibbs, who then veered hard into Van Gisbergen's left rear. SVG's number, 88, was sent spinning directly into oncoming traffic. Austin Dillon and teammate Ross Chastain plowed into him, followed closely by Carson Hocevar. The crash was violent and destructive. It triggered a long caution, ended SVG's day, and left his car torn apart. He was scored 33rd. What had looked like a potential breakthrough became one of the toughest moments of his rookie season. After being checked and cleared from the infield care center, SVG spoke to the media. He said, "My 88 Jockey Chevy was really strong early on. Even when it tightened up, we were in position for a good result. Just wish the finish reflected the effort. Proud of the team for giving me another fast car." His posture said the rest. Disappointed, but composed. Still focused. Still proud. NASCAR later confirmed that 11 cars were involved, making it one of the largest wrecks in Las Vegas Motor Speedway Cup Series history. Among those collected, Van Gisbergen, Ty Gibbs, Ross Chastain, Austin Dillon, Carson Hocevar, Cody Ware, Christopher Bell, Chase Elliott, Todd Gilliland, Zane Smith, and AJ Allmendinger. A crash like that doesn't just ruin races, it shifts momentum, wrecks confidence, and shakes up playoff dynamics. SVG wasn't just unlucky, he became collateral in the playoff chaos. While he isn't in the playoffs himself, running inside the top 10 made him a wild card, a disruptor. His speed made him a threat, and threats attract attention. When playoff drivers are fighting for every point, the aggression spikes. Mistakes get magnified. SVG got caught in that pressure cooker, but this was more than just a wreck. Before the crash, Van Gisbergen was clearly outperforming both of his Trackhouse teammates. He qualified ahead of them. He ran ahead of them. He showed that with the right setup, he can hang with the best on ovals. Still, racing is cruel. And while SVG sat in the garage, Chastain and Suarez stayed on track. It raises tough questions. Will Trackhouse double down on SVG next year, or will this crash make them more cautious? Wrecks don't just break parts, they shake belief. SVG has bounced back before, but this time it's not just about repairs, it's about mindset. Will he trust the car again? Can he dive into tight corners without thinking of Vegas? Veterans say the key to greatness in NASCAR is short-term memory. Forget fast. Because fear, even the slightest bit, will slow you down. Next stop, Talladega Superspeedway, NASCAR's ultimate wild card. At Talladega, anything can happen. It's fast, it's chaotic, and it's unforgiving. One move can win the race or destroy your weekend. After Vegas, this next one matters more than ever. SVG needs a clean run. He needs to finish. And more than anything, he needs to get his momentum back. There's a bigger picture here, too. If he performs well at Talladega, Vegas fades into the rear view. But if he crashes again, that becomes the narrative. 5 wins this season, all on street or road courses. Impressive, no doubt. But in NASCAR, ovals are the core of the sport. To truly compete across a full season, SVG has to prove he can handle every type of track. Vegas was supposed to be that proof. Instead, it left fans and insiders with even more questions. One thing is clear, he's not quitting. The best drivers aren't defined by perfect runs. They're defined by how they respond when everything falls apart. SVG's at a pivotal point. He's shown what he's capable of. He's earned the respect. Now, it's about how he bounces back. This is the test that separates the stars from the flashes in the pan. Las Vegas was meant to mark his arrival. Instead, it reminded everyone just how brutal NASCAR can be. But SVG isn't done. Not even close. He's got speed. He's got grit. And now, he's got motivation. Because in this sport, when you get knocked down, there's only one move left. You strap back in, and you go even faster. Talladega is calling. Stay tuned.